What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first edition of the Film Room here on Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. I'm going to be your, your producer, your host, and also your videographer, or whatever you will call it, Logan Landers. And join me to help break down the game film of Michael Penix Jr. from this past weekend's game against Oregon, as always. Jay McLaughlin, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I am doing well, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, and always, stat guy Dustin Reese. What's going on, man?
Michael Penix for Heisman. That's what I'm going to say.
And Dustin, we also had another first episode today. Why don't you let people know about it?
Yes, we did. Today was the first episode of Mondays with Matt. Matt is a good friend of mine, and he's also the head coach of UW Oshkosh men's basketball, which is a Division III team in Wisconsin. We're going to try to keep it weekly, but for the first month or so, it'll probably be bi-weekly just because their first practice started today, so they have a lot of things to iron out until the regular season starts on November 8th.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to more editions of Mondays with Matt. And like I said, this is our first edition of the Film Room, where we're just going to break down play of it's not just related to football. It's going to be baseball, basketball, really whatever we are impressed by and want to give a full breakdown of. Of course, credit for this video on the YouTube is in our description as well. We'll give our credit to whoever made this video. So we appreciate them. And guys, let's just get into some footage here. Michael Penix's highlights against Oregon this past weekend here. So let's get things rolling here. You see Penix under center. And let's see here. Snap the ball, hopefully soon. All right. Drops back and just, oh, my God.
I like how he places that ball right there where the other guy cannot get it. That is one of the NFL traits that you want is ball placement.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize with Penix's game that everyone wants to talk about.
Look at that.
Caleb Williams, just the ball that Caleb Williams throws.
Right.
But when you watch Michael Penix and just watch what he does with this deep ball, he literally puts it in the spot where only his receiver can get it, or it's going to be an incomplete pass.
And also hits the receiver in stride, which is great too.
Yeah.
Another pass over here.
That's right over there outside. Jeez.
Like that ball right there. The cornerback's not going to get to that. It's either going to be the receiver's ball or it's going to be incomplete.
To the corner here. That's a tough pass anyways, guys. And you can see tossing it out there. Outstretched hand. Didn't have to dive or anything crazy for it. Just stick your hands out right in the breadbasket.
Well, what I like about him too is he's very fluid. When he's looking at his, at his checkoff, like he's not robotic. He's very fluid in his movements.
So I want to go back on this one here, guys, because what was this formation? What was this formation here on the 2-point conversion? I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Oh, that is weird.
You got 3 offensive linemen over here. You got a receiver back here. 1 guy under center. And This is what I forget who the team was.
You know that's going to be a quick slant pass because there's no way that they just have 1 guy in that.
No, and the crazy thing is I don't remember. Jay, it might have been the Cowboys. I might be forgetting it here, but an NFL team tried this one time. It might have been the Giants actually, and they just got steamrolled because I don't know what they were thinking. But
this will work in college, but I don't think this is going to work in the pro level. There's no way this works in the pro level.
So what the point of this is, the receiver that's in motion.
Yep, right here.
It's coming down.
Let's get play here.
The linebacker's following him. So what's supposed to happen is where that linebacker's following, those 3 are supposed to follow him like he's going in a jet sweep.
Right.
And that's
all this over here was wide open.
Yep, and that's basically supposed to open this lane here and then that lane there, and Penix has the option to tuck it and go through that lane like a zone read or do what he did where it's basically the far outside receiver just cuts across the middle for that quick screen.
And I will say the number 3 here for Oregon almost picked this off and went to the house.
Yep.
Like it was a close pass, but like I said, right to him and just bumped.
Just perfect. Just perfect, man.
So that put them up 22-15 at that point. Still just in the first half of this ball game. Finally into the second half of it here. Let's see. Faked it. Good block there by the receiver. And close to the first. They saying they got it? Looks like it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, he puts it right there on him. Like Dustin was saying, a lot of times the receiver might have to slow down, speed up, whatever, but he puts it right in his natural stride.
And the thing too is like he just looks so comfortable back there. Also, he doesn't look like he's going to run out at any point. You know what I mean?
This is the play right here where you'll see where it goes to only where the receiver can catch us.
In between two,
like there's no, you cannot throw that ball any more perfect than that.
Let's run this one back here, guys. So let's see. Got pressure on the outside a little bit. And I mean, that is a very narrow window. And he hit him right in the numbers too. It wasn't like he had to it was a great catch, don't get it wrong. But it wasn't like it was a spectacular catch, something that he had to dive and go after. He just had to jump up a little bit. And I mean, that's right in the center of his chest. That's where you want it. For a big completion there. As you can see, they're down at that point. Getting close to under 2 minutes here. And Penix, just great catch by the receiver as well. I mean, he knows where his guys need to go.
But it's just the timing on this play especially. He does a one-step drop, not even a two-step drop, not even a three.
I was going to say, it doesn't look like he would do it.
So let's see. One step right flip. There, and then right
and
to
then
him.
Just back shoulder throw turn.
And that was just a quick hit him pass. Like I said, great catch as well by the receiver there, number one. Stayed in bounds.
And then they'll show it from the reverse angle on this too, and you can just see like where that throw was located. Even if the cornerback tries to jump the route, there was no physical way that cornerback's gonna be able to make the play on that throw because of where that ball was placed.
Here's the quick one-step drop you mentioned here, Dustin. Boom, boom. And it's like right over his left shoulder or his outside shoulder. I mean, that's perfect spiral.
Just boom.
And then that's the NFL touchdown as well right there, 2 feet in.
I want to point something out. Being polished, he looks like a pretty polished guy, right? I don't think, and that's one thing I hate, but we get so quick on the Shadur Sanders and the stuff like that. And, these guys aren't polished like that. I don't know why we hyped them up so much when, there are so many quarterbacks out there that are way more polished than just having the name Sanders, right? And even Caleb Williams, I think Dustin pointed it out, where he's kind of more of a system quarterback. He just functions well under Lincoln Riley, whereas,
And the only thing that's going to get Penix in the draft, and we'll have we'll talk more about the draft and where he might go later on as it approaches closer. But the only red flag that teams are going to have for him is not his play. It's going to be his injury history, because, I mean, he has been injured quite a lot, and this is a really good season for him. We hope it continues. And, man, he has just been lighting up the film room and doing great on Saturdays as well.
Yeah, the thing with Caleb Williams, which everyone was so high to jump on Caleb Williams for the Heisman train all year.
Mm-hmm.
But Caleb Williams got exposed on Saturday of what happens when you pressure Caleb Williams. For as good as Williams is, if you watch a lot of his games this year especially, he does freelance on a lot of plays where he pretty much does whatever he feels he needs to do to make a play happen. And when you go against a good defense like Notre Dame has, you cannot freelance. And he found out the hard way what happens when you try to freelance that. Oregon has a better defense than what Notre Dame has. If you look at all the stats top to bottom, Oregon has a better defense than what Notre Dame has. And Washington put up 39 points against that defense with 4 touchdowns coming from Penix. And Penix, just the throws that he made, it makes it near impossible for a defender to do anything. Like, he legitimately has to overthrow his receiver or underthrow his receiver for the defender to have a chance at it.
Yeah, and I mean, that is just, it's elite ball placement from that game especially. I mean, he was hitting guys in stride. Receivers weren't having to go out of their way to make catches. He was throwing it to them. And just a phenomenal play, a phenomenal game from him. Jay, do you have any final words you'd like to mention about the play of Michael Penix Jr. from this past weekend?
Yeah, I think for me, I really didn't know a whole lot about Penix other than what Dustin had told me. I hadn't really followed Washington football all that much. But just watching some of these clips and watching how his mechanics are and how his decision making is and how fluid his passes are and how he gets great ball placement and stride placement.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, Dustin. All right, man, I'm sold on him. I think he's probably if not the best quarterback in the draft right now. Drake May could probably make a slight case. I think still Bo Nix could probably make a case, but I think after watching what I saw against Oregon and Bo Nix, I think Penix has to be the number one guy.
He's looking great. Dustin, any final thoughts?
He's been my pick for the Heisman for a while.
Yes.
Being that I am a Vikings fan and I'm pretty much guaranteed that they're going to move on from Kirk Cousins at this point. If Minnesota's picking in the top 5, top 6, and Michael Penix is available, they'll be foolish to not take him. You're going to have Caleb Williams. You're going to have Drake May probably both going ahead of him just because it's Caleb Williams and it's Drake May. They've been talked about a lot more than Penix. But Penix is going to be a top 10 pick. And if Minnesota's sitting there at 5 and 6 and they need a quarterback, they're not going to hesitate to go with Penix. And you pair Penix with a guy like Jordan Addison and a guy like Justin Jefferson, that's going to be a fun time for the defense to try to stop.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be fun, like you said. Jay, Dustin, appreciate you coming on today, talking some film room first ever episode, bringing down a phenomenal quarterback who obviously we're going to be keeping a very close eye on here in the college football world leading up to the draft in Michael Penix Jr. I've been your host, producer, and got behind the board here doing some video work, Logan Landers. Once again, video credit is in the description, so go check out the full video. And also give the Pac-12 networks a subscription on there as well. And also give us a follow on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X, formerly known as Twitter. We're now at the Elite Sports Entertainment Network. And like I said, we appreciate all of you guys tuning in for the first ever edition. We will talk to you again on another episode of